Yes, midnight already. Kind of weird because it's still a little bright outside for midnight, but it works. Yeah, it's nearly 4:30 here. Gonzo, what's up? All right, let's not spam chat like that, please. So I'm going to get this knife as sharp as I can, and then we're going to do some edge retention testing. I prefer daylight savings where it gets darker later, but yeah. Yes, I've pet my cat today. Yes, this is a clip point. Okay. And then one last step before we start testing. And that would be the freehanding. Beautiful. I'm telling you, for burr removal, that thing works so well. Okay. to wipe that off. Wipe this up. And then strop this. Oh my God. What a pain. Yeah, it's an Arkansas softstone. Well, time to try something new. How much of this will we get through before that knife is dull? AB123, what's up? Beautiful. Oh, I want to cut that off. It goes and goes and goes. Oh, this is going to make a mess. Oh well, I needed to sweep anyway. Your payment thing still didn't go through, so it's still sitting there. Waiting for payment. Let me just move a crap ton of stuff out of the way. Yeah, your payment just hasn't gone through, so I don't know what happened either. And off we go. Oh boy. How do they even do that shit? Damn. Just out of curiosity. This thing's sharp, right? Never a smooth cut. God. I need to be standing for this. Get me some leverage. All that work for 5 cuts. And it's already dulling. I can see flat spots on it now. Cody, what's up? Six. Seven. How's it going, guys? Well, I figured I'd try and reach a new group of people. Eight. Nine. We're doing the Ozark Trail elevation in 12C27. Oh. So that's 10 cuts. People really do this for an hour? This shit sucks. I think we're supposed to test on printer paper, but I can already feel some resistance at this point. Yeah, it started tearing already. So we're at 10 cuts, and that's it. 15. This stuff's hard to cut through. And it hurts too. 16. $17. Oh my God. This is brutal, guys. I can see why people make jigs for this. Oh my God, that shit hurts. It looks like a burrito to me. Dakota, welcome back. $19. $20. Starting to have some issues. Regular printer paper real quick. Yep. So that is 20 cuts in. I don't see how that would have reminded you to go get groceries. Holy fuck, this is uncomfortable. But we move on. $21. $22. Oh, until the burrito thing. $23. $24. $25. Yeah. $26. There is some serious glinting going on at the moment. Start with notebook paper. I'll go to 30. And there's definitely hot spots when doing this. So that's 30. It's done after 30. What a surprise. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I figured as much. I hope this is more comfortable. See, that's the kind of cut that I was more expecting. Because every time that I see somebody testing with this stuff, you push into it and it just cuts right through. And that other one wasn't doing it. Oh my God. I can see why these tests work well. Well, the Menandi has the factory edge, so it'll cut however well the factory edge will cut. Haven't stropped it or anything. If I'm gonna do this again, like I might just stop here, because if I'm gonna do this thing again, I'm making a jig for it. I'm not gonna sit there and have this spot come up with a blister. Because I like to keep my hands soft. And it's actually quite painful to do. And I don't think a better angle would have fixed that. It's just not fun. I do. I'd prefer to keep them that way. Mm. You know, I'm curious. I'm so curious. You guys are going to find something out with me. You ready? I'm going to say that that shit's harder to cut than I was expecting it to be. Well, now we know. That spot really hurts. Okay. Yeah, I know. This isn't one of the self-healing ones, though. Fuck. So here's how I was holding it. When I was doing this, And if you've ever held a Sebenza, that jimping is aggressive. Mm. Sure. And I'm sure that that Para 3 will treat you fine. Whatever, Mr. Diva Steel. That shit was hilarious. $15V is like every other steel. It's not special. Oh, but this one has an attitude. I don't know. Somebody on YouTube was calling 15V a diva steel. And I was like, first of all, never heard this term before. But I'm curious, what does that mean? Well, apparently it just means that it's picky with how it wants to be sharpened. And I'm like, yeah, that's every steel ever. No, we're not doing a cat stream for Christmas. Like, if 15V is a diva steel, Maximate is a diva steel. Rex 121 is a diva steel. 15V, sure. MagnaCut. S90V. I think S90V gave me more trouble than 15V did. But I guess it also depends on if you're actually good at sharpening or not. I have cat pictures on Instagram. You guys know that, right? Not a ton of them, but they are indeed there. Welcome back, Punisher. No, that shit was just hilarious. Like, coming up with a new term that I doubt it's going to stick, but I'm not going to call something a diva steel. That's just not for me. Yeah, with a little bit of rusties and a whole lot of luck, you too can look like me. What do you think, Rex 121 is going to be my match? Fucking sticky edge right there. You touch it and it doesn't want to let go of your fingers. No, everybody's at is what they use now instead of the channel names. Fucking stupid. Like, don't get me wrong, my at is the same as my channel name, but dude, the new user interface for Xbox is fucking dog shit. It looks terrible, and it takes up so much more space in a weird way. Oh. Oh my god, it's early. I almost forgot about that. I'm sitting there like, why am I not tired of people's bullshit yet? And then I remembered that nobody pulls their bullshit in here anymore. I believe he's Hungarian, yes. We're gonna... give a touch up to the Sebenza real quick. I did do some stupid shit with it. I kind of wish this stuff took a little bit more to deburr. It's so easy. What, Aiden? People used to pull the, hey, can you say hi to my sister's grandma's boyfriend? His name is, I don't know, some stupid shit to make me say something. And I was like, it's entertaining. And I wish people put more effort into that because it was kind of funny. Yeah, stuff like that. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, some people actually put effort into those things. And they were entertaining. All right. I doubt this is going to help at all, but now I'm curious. It's like I'm not even doing anything. Oh, yeah, no, that took the burr off. That is what I'm talking about. Damn. Anyway, I gotta reprofile it again because I just fucked up the angle. Look at me go. Oh, sure it is. It did great on taking the burr off, but because I held it at the wrong angle, I need to reprofile again. The whole point of buying that thing was to take the burr off of harder steels, and then I thought about it after I bought it, and I was like, the harder steels don't have burr issues. Why did I buy it in the first place? Yep, they haven't reached back out. My second Sebenza. Beautiful. You don't have to drop 600 on a knife. We can find you one for less if you actually want one. You don't have to buy them new, you know. This one was used. It's got scratches I never would have put on my knife. MagnaCut at 63 to 64 HRC. Yeah, we'll just do the burr removal on this again. It's weird because as soon as I say that there isn't going to be a stubborn burr, there's a stubborn burr. Not overly stubborn. I'm sure I could take it off pretty quick, but this is just faster. Probably just the one pass is all I need. But for some reason on the diamond plate, it was being a little bitch. That's what gun companies tend to do. No, I'm not. And I'm definitely not live right now. This is totally pre-recorded. My cat, definitely pre-recorded. Hogue makes good stuff. I hope you guys aren't forgetting about Hogue. They do make really good stuff. I thought that that was dumb, and what they should have done is released the V model along with the other models that they still had, and then watched it get switched. Pretty much all Hogue does is guns. Whether it be gun parts or full guns doesn't really matter. More of just the fact that it's gun related and that's all they do. If you ask me, that is all that matters. Oh, I'm sure it'll sharpen up just fine. I just got to put my edge on it. Oh, I definitely need to come up with a jig for the twisted rope, though. Hmm. Guys, this is the 20s. Whether it be the 1920s or the 2020s, it doesn't matter. I should be allowed to go out and buy an automatic firearm because I'm bored. So I've been looking into another guy. I keep forgetting he exists until I open his website every once in a while. Dude's got some really nice designs. For really good prices, too. If you look up Vulcan knives, oh my god. I've already looked up NN. Looked him up a long time ago. This dude's got some really cool designs, though. Now, this right here is the one I'm interested in. MagnaCut at 62 HRC for 280 bucks. I had the unfortunate privilege of walking through the Chicago airport the other day. Well, last year. Had to explain to my sister that she can't walk around corners in that airport because it's Chicago. And I'm not screwing around with that. Not worth it. It's funny because when you grab these little stone things, I was just thinking about this. When you buy them, they come with instructions. And the instructions are basically saying what to do as long as you have a little base for you to put it on. Oh, I'd probably agree with you there. Frankly, I just don't want to go back to Chicago again. And I don't have any plans to do so in the near future. Squeak. Yeah, Punisher, go wherever somebody random on the internet tells you to go. I didn't bring any knives when I went to Chicago. I was only there to go to another state, Florida. I don't know. Again, I didn't bring any knives there. I would have if they allowed them on planes, but they don't, so not gonna happen. He means sisal rope. That crap that I was cutting earlier. This stuff. And I need a jig before I start doing that again. I can sit there and hurt my hand. Sizzle, close enough. My dad called it twisted sister rope, so nobody gives a shit. No way. They love guns? What a shocker. Twister sister rope. Squeak. I think that that's where he was going with that, yes. Oh, damn. That's 45.76 for you. What's going to be funny is that nobody is going to understand what we mean by 4576. It's a funny thing, kinda, but nobody's going to get it. I choose not to worry about those things for extended periods of time. They're gone. Ozzy isn't suffering anymore. You know? And I'd much rather it be that way than. I don't think he stood up at all during that last concert either. So. I said we're not doing a cat stream for Christmas. Grease. Yeah, you probably don't because it was something between Aiden and I. I could tell you guys, but like it's not that funny. I just found it kind of entertaining. Probably. Oh, definitely. But yeah, I'd much rather him be. It's not going to sound right to say it, but I'd much rather he be gone than not being able to do anything that he enjoys. He went surrounded by people that loved him. Couldn't ask for much more. I didn't know that. I need to get rid of this thing. If I sell this one, it'll offset the amount I'm about to spend on another knife. Oh, my finger. Mini sheepdog in 4V. Oh my god, there was a commercial back in the 80s, I think. How was what? Back in the 80s, talking about how your child may worship Satan if the following things occur. And one of the things was they listened to heavy metal. And back then, heavy metal was Ozzy Osbourne and the like. And I just thought that shit was hilarious. I don't want $100 for it, but I'd like around 90. Well, that's nice. I know it's not in the best of condition, and it needs a pocket clip because when I bought it, it doesn't have one. Well, this one was a limited edition from, I think, either 2023 or 2024 Christmas. Probably 2023. There's like, I think 150 of them in 4V. And I haven't found a single picture of another one of these things, except one that was on a thumbnail on a YouTube video. Other than that, just about every other picture of this thing is from me. Because it's green aluminum with 4V. Kaiser makes good stuff. The stuff that I've had of theirs is pretty good. This one's also a small one, not a large or anything. I'm thinking about getting a Nightmare. I don't usually give knives away. We do have something cool that you guys are going to see here pretty soon, but other than that, a Dagger Knives Nightmare. Well, if the knife company's up and running by the time we hit 5K, then I'll be giving away one of my designs. Well, I thought about giving away a Sebenza when the channel actually started making money, but it hasn't made enough to pay for itself like at all. So that won't happen for a while. And why give away a Sebenza when I can just give away a design of my own? Same materials. They had some setbacks going on. The company, from what I've heard from them, the company did a little bit of restructuring and it was put on the back burner for a while, which I completely understand. They should focus on making money before doing new shit. But by the sounds of it, that's what's going on. It just got set on the back burner. Considering I was most of the design team on that thing, I do have some idea of what's going on. Oh, how'd that go? Did it last very long or was it garbage? I know he said that the detent was garbage. Way too soft of a detent. Other than that, I wasn't there. Not even an hour. Damn. That is sad. Probably not. There's something you guys might be interested in, though. But I'd like to do some testing on it before. Supposedly the Dagger Knives Nightmare is in MagnaCut at around 65 HRC for under $300. Now that's supposedly or claimed somewhere. I couldn't find that claim anywhere. Electron microscope isn't going to do anything. Ryan Walker, what's up? Yeah, you'd need to do an X-ray spectrometer or something like that. The hell? I can't even... Are you shitting me? What now? Anyway, how's it going, Ryan? Cliff, how's it going? My finger fucking hurts, dude. That was a bad idea. I'll make a jig for that shit one of these days. Kind of like the one that's used by Calculated Survival. Turns out, you know, I trusted his tests for a while because the dude does pretty comprehensive tests and breaks shit often. So I trusted his testing until I realized he is employed by Cold Steel, and a lot of the knives that he tests are Cold Steel. Or maybe he isn't employed by Cold Steel, but he was in one of their commercials. 3 surgeries in 5 days. Damn. Wish I found $100. Help me pay off a mildly crippling debt. I think I'm gonna stick this thing on Blade Binge for $100. No, more than that. 110 or something. I don't know. I've never seen one of those things sell. Squeak. Hmm. That spot still hurts. That's not going away for a while. Oh well. Oh, I was doing some edge retention testing a little bit ago. And the jimping on both the knives that I was doing it with was pretty aggressive, and now that hinge spot on the skin hurts like a bitch. No, but I'll be looking them up because I'm curious. I see which knife you're talking about. How much are we talking for it? Well, it's an SK5 steel. It's a full tang. Hmm. And they're $10 regularly. But there's no way that that thing isn't made in China. Is what now? I see. Well, in SK5, it'll probably do just fine. I'd carry that. I was going to say, for the price, there's no way that it's not made in China. Dakota, what are you talking about? Wait a second. Huh. I never knew that. You guys ever seen this before? On these sheaths? No, the one on the top shelf isn't a paramilitary at all. That one's a full-size military. Yeah. I didn't know that you could hook several together. That's interesting. I mean, this one you can't put another one on top of, but it's cool though that that's even an option. Yeah, the military is like an inch bigger. Maybe it's a half inch bigger than the paramilitary too. Interesting. Oh, I need this thing gone. I've seen people selling automatic knives on Blade Binge, and I kind of want to, but it's against the terms of service. I just think that Spydercos are ugly. They make good knives, they're just ugly. I'm not saying that they make bad knives, I'm just saying that they're ugly. Yeah, if these things weren't at the very least comfortable, I wouldn't have bought any of them. Yeah, I haven't had any issues with the Spyderco blades. I also don't abuse my knives, so... Oh, what knife did you get? Well, as long as it doesn't have that little notch on the blade saying that it's a factory seconds, it'll have a warranty on it. Squee. Yeah, I could see cold weather not helping with that. Here in about a half hour, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Squeak. Squeak. Yeah, most knife steels I'm thinking of probably wouldn't handle the cold very well. But you got to keep in mind the stuff that I like is high HRC. Interesting. Were you at least given the option to buy new blades for them? Ground Fog, what's up? Squeak. Well, like I said, the steels that I'm thinking of, the stuff that I carry, I don't think that it would handle the cold very well. We're talking stuff up to 69 HRC and as low as like 62. Squeak. Alright, guys, so I need some input. You have two options. I'm going to make a poll. I already have what I think I'm going to do with the new design, but I want opinions on the box. Ooh, I need one more option. $44, what's up? Alright, guys, give me your thoughts for the new knife design. I already have what I think I'm going to do, but I want your guys' opinions on this. I know it's tough. Why do you think I'm asking you guys? Sounds like everybody agrees that cardboard is just garbage. The upside of that is cardboard, other than the pouch, cardboard's the most expensive one, if I'm not mistaken. Are there any other ideas? The cardboard box, you can just throw it away or recycle it. If you get a custom 3D printed box or a pouch, I doubt you're going to throw either of those things away. You'll find another use for them. Or you'll just continue using the 3D printed box. Flat rate shipping boxes. Now, wood would probably be more expensive than the other options. And being that it would be the only wood thing that comes in the package, I don't see that making sense. Well, think about it. Natural materials have issues with moisture. I'm specifically talking about wood here. Wood has issues with moisture, cracking if it's not dried properly. Overall, it's kind of just expensive. I'd like to keep it as local as possible. So probably about 20 miles from where I live. I want everything that comes with the knife to be made within 100 miles of where I live. So it'll all be made in Idaho if I can help it. Likely nylon with I don't have any real good examples at the moment. I mean, other than the CJRB pouches. Give me just a sec. Kind of like these, where they've got the velvet interior type deal with a little pouch up here in the pouch that holds the certificate of authenticity and stuff like that. Anyway, the 3D printed box would have a hinge and magnets holding it closed. I don't know how much more leather would cost. I need to talk to companies around here and get shit figured out with that. You got to keep in mind, the more expensive we make the packaging, the more expensive the knife will be. I have a set profit number I'd like to make. I'm not going to tell you guys what that number is, but I have a set number I'd like to make, and to stay in line with that heavily depends on the packaging. It's the same thing with, like, believe me when I say, when everything's all said and done, and packaging and everything, I don't think that profit's going to be super high. I can't verify that at the moment because I don't have numbers for everything. I'm going to get rid of that. And then we'll start another one. Not a bad idea. Could probably work that out, yeah. Just have a removable 3D printed insert. Smaller than CRK boxes, probably about half the size. It doesn't come with all the stuff that they come with, but probably about half the size right here. So it'll be like a 3x6 3D printed box. See, this is why I ask people questions. Because I never would have thought of a removable insert. China Star, what's up? Sure, but it doesn't have to look like plastic. There are plenty of materials. Yeah, I saw those. They were a little too expensive for me. It's a lot of money for S90V. No, it would likely be a nylon pouch. Similar to this. I just didn't buy it because I didn't want to. You've got more of a problem than I do. Well, I hope it goes well. I hope it's a good knife. Well, here's the thing. Whatever I choose is how it's going to be. That's it. I'm not coming out with anything else. It's going to be the same shit for everything. Unless we do like some sort of custom side of things where we might do something else. Do you want a used Baby Banter? I might be able to get one. The pouches are handy, sure. I personally like the thought of a box more than a pouch. I don't think I've seen another knife company using 3D printed boxes. Sure, I could, but that's later on. Do they do? I remember looking at their boxes, but I don't remember a whole lot about them. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what we would be doing. Is the Machine Wise type boxes. Just not that price. I want to see pictures because. Mm, yeah, kind of similar to that. Just bigger. Sorry, some of the only pictures that I'd seen of those things were just this. And I'm like, that looks dumb. So I thought that that was what their box looked like. Yeah, that's kind of what I was just looking at now. Something similar to that, but less cheap looking, hopefully. Yeah, 3D printing a box would probably be pretty cheap. It, what really matters is all the shit that comes with it. Ooh. Ooh. Have you guys seen... I don't know if you guys have seen this. Electroplating. You can electroplate 3D printed objects. I don't know how much that would cost, but dude, I like that idea now that I think about it. 3D printed box, electroplated with. What kind of materials can I go with other than copper? Can we go with brass? Looks like you can. So, China Star, I like that idea. I was just thinking a 3D printed box where one side the knife just sits inside the box, no problem. Well, sure, but it would look cooler than a wood box, if you ask me. And then you pull the insert out, flip it over, and then it's a display for the knife. Maybe one display for it open and one display for it closed, where it holds it at an angle. I don't know. I like that idea though. God, more people want just a pouch than a fancy ass box. I mean, I don't know how much little bags are gonna cost. Well, I like where this idea is going with the box. I might just end up going with the box anyway. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So real quick, we're going to come up with some ideas, or write down the ideas that we've come up with so far for that 3D printed box and see what people think about it. God, I'm a dumbass. I'm just surprised that people want a pouch, understanding how expensive the knife is. But I get it. It's still surprising though. I don't like how 3D printing looks raw. It looks weird. Makes it look cheap. I don't want it to look like a cheap product. You know, because it's not. It's an expensive ass knife. And I feel like it should be shown off as such. See, that's what I'm talking about is you can get a Civivi pouch for like $5. And I understand that they can be used in more places, but when I buy a $500 knife, I don't want it to be in a pouch. I want that unboxing experience. You know, when you spend this much money on a knife, right? Let's make this clear what I'm talking about. This unboxing experience is pleasant. I mean, not with the fact that I've got receipt papers, but you get all this crap that comes with it. A birthday card, you get something that tells you all the parts on it, a thing to register it, a timeline of the company. You get this really nice, actually probably one of the best, you know what I'm talking about, along with some Loctite and stuff like that. This is now the baseline of what I expect when I spend that much money. If you want a Sebenza, I'll help you find one. I'm more than happy to do that. Oh, I did the edge retention testing and gave up because it hurt too much. I started earlier and like right here is real sore from which one was it? We didn't do cardboard. That's the thing is we didn't do cardboard. It was with this one, and we did it with the twisted sisal rope, like Cedric and Ada uses. And how you get a clean cut out of that shit, I have no clue. No clue. But this thing got a whopping 30 cuts before it was Not cutting paper cleanly anymore. Anyway. Yeah, but I was sitting down while doing it too. And I was doing this, and I tried multiple just to try and make it comfortable. For heavy use, there's almost no comfortable position for a folding knife. Knives, I guess, what's up? So reversible display insert. COA insert. Electroplating, maybe. I just like the thought of brass electroplated stuff. I mean, you'd have to keep it clean and dry, but it would look like a brick made out of gold. You could do that if you wanted to. The thing is, you could probably only do it once, and you can't sand it. It's too thin. Maybe keep the electroplating out for like the first 100 or 200. I don't know how much that stuff's going to cost is the problem. Again, I'm trying to keep everything else as cheap as possible while it still feels like a quality product. Yeah. Yep. It just gets more and more expensive the more shit you add on. What do you guys call these? I can't think of a word for it. Oh, microfiber. Dalton, what's up? What else do we think should be added to this? Q-tips and a tool. Just a single emergency Q-tip. Dude, that would be hilarious. Spyderco. See, here's what you guys aren't thinking about, what I'm thinking about right here, okay? Every single piece that I take out that is an insert or a cutout or anything like that, the less material I use with 3D printing. Okay. Probably going to be an Allen key. I would hope that that wouldn't be an issue. You know, it'd be really entertaining. It's going to cost a lot, but a whole ass bottle of Threadlock from Harbor Freight in every one. No, but I think I might Loctite them before I send them out. There isn't, so something that you guys might not be thinking about as well is it's similar to this, but hopefully smoother, where it doesn't matter if you loosen the pivot, it's going to be moving the same way. SRM, what about it? It's on washers. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, it's like $1.30. Yeah, I thought about that too, but it's really not worth saving it. It just isn't. Yeah, I was thinking like one of these, like they send with the Chris Reeve knives. It's $1.38. So that'd be $138 for 100 of them. The downside is this shit takes a long time to dry. I don't think that they are. Pretty sure it's a one-time use thing. It doesn't really matter though. I'll be honest, you shouldn't be taking that thing apart all the time. Yeah, and 2 hours before you can start playing with it. If you're going to take these things apart and put them back together all the time, go out and buy yourself, what is it, like $2 for this? No, I never got that shit to work out properly. It was always worse than grease. The grease was just better. And doing scented grease, I haven't tried that yet. I might try that. Let me just check that real quick. Yeah, it looked when I did the grease mixed with oil, it looked like jizz. It just did. That's what it was. That's what it looked like. So I haven't decided yet, but if we go with the blue stuff that I just showed, that's $3 a pop. Oh yeah, by the way, Cody, you're right. It looks like these are resealable. I've never tried breaking one of these things open, so because I don't really need it. I bought some other stuff to do it instead. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that one. Except Chris Reeve uses 222, not 223 like I was looking at. Or they use 223, not 222, not 243. The 222 is easier to break loose. it's it's low strength. 222. Where do you even get that shit? Yeah, let's go with Loctite 263. The red shit. You'll never take that thing apart. Well, that's the stuff that the Chris Reeve shop sends with your knife, so I'm going to say that it doesn't need anything. But that's the purple stuff is 222. Yeah, fuck that. What knife did you get for that? Well, I'm probably just going to go with the blue. It's medium, it's cheap, and it is better than nothing. Oh, nice. Is it in 4V? That sounds dumb. Any guys? Any guys? Anyway, do you guys have any other ideas of what we should put in this? They did them last year, but they only did, oh yeah. They only did them for the G10 models. I like the 5/64 tools that they send with the Sebenzas because they flex a little bit when it's tight, and that flex is good to me. No, I get that. I'm sure once they come out with the large Rhino, things will start taking off a little bit more. I know they came out with a second version of the Vaquero, but I don't know. I know they also started coming out with they put a hanger clip that came with every one of them now. Okay, so they came out with a version in bone, or in wood, not bone. Hey, the wood one does have a pocket clip. It is a small knife, though. Yeah, same. Like, the suspension clip worked all right, but I'd much rather have a pocket clip on the knife. I can understand that they couldn't do it with the bone ones, and that's perfectly fine. I haven't seen them come out with any actually new models this year, though. They've kind of just done updates on the old models, which is cool and all, but you know. I think that's about everything that I want to come with it. A reversible display insert, certificate of authenticity insert, possible electroplating if I can find a way to do it cheap, microfiber cloth cutout, single Q-tip cutout, just for shits and giggles, a small tube of Loctite, and a tool. Then there's another question. Do I sharpen every one of them before I send them out? See, that right there is a solid question, because I could probably do it. It's just sharpening 100 knives. It's no big deal. No, that's not enough. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure they'll be sharp. But I don't think I've ever seen a manufactured knife that's sharper than any knife that I own. I'm sure the RMX is pretty damn sharp, but again, you know, they're a sharpening company. It better be sharp. Yeah, I forgot to ask. Was that S90V garbage? Because if it was half decent, I wouldn't mind having one. I'm not guaranteeing that I would get less than 100, but I'd like to say that I'd get less than 100. Well, that's pathetic. They didn't say anywhere how hard it was, so if it was S90V at like 61 HRC, that shit would have lasted forever. So would I. Anyway, guys, I'm glad that we got this shit figured out. Now I just need to figure out yeah, maybe the guy who designed it was named S90V Steel. The paint that they use for electroplating. Yeah, clearly that's the part number. Oh yeah, dude, the 15V, these lightweight scales don't suck. Every other lightweight model from Spyderco that I've handled is garbage. And these ones don't suck. And that's saying something, because I really hate the lightweight models. Dude, you sent the Rex 121 lightweight to me first. I know what it feels like. Yes, I don't like those either. They're not as bad as the bidirectional, but they're still bad. Am I doing cardboard testing or am I doing the twisted sisal rope testing? Because I kind of want to make a jig for the rope and then do that from now on instead of the cardboard. Because one, the cardboard takes too long. And two, I don't have unlimited cardboard the way that Knives, I guess, does. Because I don't have a job working at one of those places. That Twisted Sister rope, dude, that shit is rough. It is so hard to get a clean cut. I'm not even kidding. That is the hardest thing that I've cut in a long time. Ebby Jahan, what's up? How's it going? Like tonight was the most brutal testing I've done, and it only lasted like 10 minutes. It hurt so much. I wouldn't, dude. You need to make a jig for that shit. It hurts. Genuinely hurts. Dude, the Sebenza hurt too. It had nothing to do with it being a cheap knife. The Sebenza cut it better. But I just want to show everybody this isn't a dull knife. Well, that could be a lot sharper. What the fuck? Ew, there's a burr on it. Gross. Give me a sec. I'll fix this. Edge time, what's up? We're swapping to the 400. This is bullshit. I didn't do any edge retention testing with this thing, and I had it sharp last night. So what kind of box are we talking? No, but I might have fucked around with it a little bit. Are you doubting me? Doubting my abilities as a knife sharpener? What a shame. Oh, yeah, no, we were talking about a knife design that I'll be coming out with, hopefully within the next year or two, where I want it to come with a 3D printed box. Yes. Get my fucking Arizona stone over here. Or Arkansas, whatever. Y'all get the point. I swear to God, Cody. I've been looking at Arizona design knives all day. You shut the hell up. I don't usually use natural stones either. But for removing a burr, this thing's something special right there. Well, it's shaving hair off my hand, so. Yeah. It exists, though. There's nothing we can do about it at that point. Okay. Now it's sharp. No clue what the fuck that was about. Shit, didn't even cut paper clean. That's how that shit should have been. God damn. Well, that worked. This one actually isn't as bad as the last knife. The Sebenza fucking sucked though. I think I'm good. I know what that shit is, but I already know that I don't want to play with it, so. So we got 20. Don't know what that is either. Still cuts paper. I see a lot of the testing where they do push cuts, but it just doesn't do as well as the pull cuts. And maybe that's because of the way that I sharpened it. But it's like way easier to do a pull cut on this than it is to do a push cut. I'm having an idea that it's probably because of the angle that I sharpen at, where all of the all the teeth, so to speak, are in a direction that's more favorable towards pull cuts. Well, we're at 40 now. Well, you've seen how I hold them. I go like this. So it's going to have that kind of a pull to it. How do you cut now? Red spot right there, and it hurts. Well, we're at 40 cuts. So that's already better than the 12C from the other knife. Indeed, I have soft hands. This thing was hot garbage though. 30 cuts and it started having issues with printer paper. 20 cuts and it started having decent issues with use my feet next. I'll go to 50 and then I'm going to stop because this, I'm not going to sit here and be in pain for this. And I'm probably going to end the stream right after that. But I won't sharpen it until we're finished. We can do that. All right, we'll see you later. Punisher, you have a good one. I don't see a burr. It still looks fine to me. There's a spot at the heel of the knife where I missed when sharpening, but other than that, yeah. Sharp Life, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, I might be moving streams earlier, but I won't be streaming again for the rest of the week. What stone is what? I swap between stones. I don't think I ever used the same company more than once per sharpening. But that one was ended on the it started on the SATC 400, and then I finished it on Smith's soft stone. Well, there you go. I might be there. Because I definitely won't be doing my own stream. Sit there and watch you get 8 or 9 times the amount of views I get for making bacon. Yeah, it's a cheap little natural stone. No, you don't, AJ. You're 3 hours late. You're right, he shows feet. Oh, this thing's so much smoother now on the side that I actually use. Well, that sucks. Part of being a moderator is not getting paid and doing all the work. I haven't tried any of the harder stones. This is my only natural stone. I'm willing to give more natural stones a try. The reason why I don't have more of them is they're a little more than I want to spend, usually. Like, the only reason I was fine with this one was because it was $6. No, see, you donate $2 100 or 50 times. Then he puts them on and takes them off 50 times. Anyway, guys, I'm probably going to end it right about there. I don't have anything else to do. Nice and smooth on one side. What did you think about the blur, by the way? You made your decision on that? I prefer to ship things out together if you're going to buy multiple. Cheaper on both of us. Okay. I'll be waiting for that payment then. You have a good one, Sharp Life. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Sounds like a plan. I will do that. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night, day, morning, whatever it is. And see you in the next one.